Hello, Driving Intelligence community. Today I'm going to do an unusual repair. I'm working on a 1999 Deville. While changing the oxygen sensor on bank 1, sensor 1, which is at the back of the engine, I put my hand to brace myself on the airbox. Not a lot of weight, just gentle pressure. It shouldn't have done anything, but it actually crumbled and disintegrated. And the pieces are just easily break apart. So I guess being heat cycled for 21 years and 140,000 miles has caused this to just weaken and disintegrate. I've checked the rest of it. It seems to be pretty strong. It's just in this one location. I can't understand that, but anyway, the problem with this damage is that you cannot pull this airbox out unless you remove the engine. There's just not enough clearance. So you can't drive around with a big hole in it. The hole's about this size. In trying to determine what I could use to patch this, I decided on a 2-part epoxy with aluminum. This is a baking pan. I'm going to cut this to a proper shape and form it. It's easily formed. It can handle up to 400, 500 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to form it perfectly to the patch, which makes it easily formed, and then I'm going to use a 2-part epoxy to hold it down. And this should keep the airbox sealed. We'll see how this turns out. Here's the damage to the airbox. As you can see, it's mounted against the firewall, and of course the engine is in the way and needs to clear this portion of the HVAC system that is inside the airbox. No way to get this out without having the engine out of the way. These are broken pieces I pulled out of the airbox that disintegrated when I lightly put my hand on it. You'll see here that they just fragment easily. This is why I'm doing the patch. I think the patch will resolve at least the softest areas of this, and hopefully it will hold on for quite a few more years. So I've measured, cleaned thoroughly, degreased it, and used alcohol to make sure that was prepped. And then I formed this cover to the exact measurement. And that's going to be a pretty good patch. I'm just going to load this thing up with 2-part epoxy to hold it down. I'm going to be using the old style JB weld. This is good for up to 520 degrees Fahrenheit, but the main reason is because it gives me more working time. The set time is 4 to 6 hours. I don't want to use the kind that sets in 5 minutes because that's just not long enough to put enough of this JB weld on and work it before it sets up. So the JB weld has been used. This aluminum has taken form. I'm going to let it dry, and then I'm going to put another layer on top of that. Not necessarily pretty, but it's effective. I've completely epoxied, 2-part epoxied all the way around this and underneath it. So this is going to be pretty solid. It'll at least resolve the problem with this broken airbox. After letting that patch dry for a 24-hour period, the car was driven hard, actually up into the mountains for about 70 miles round trip. Air conditioning worked perfectly, no problems, no leaks. So this patch is going to be effective for quite some time. I'm just hoping that airbox, which is about $160 delivered, will keep itself together for quite a few more years and quite a few more miles. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Abe and I would like you to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and provide comments below. See you next time on Driving Intelligence.